It's your last chance at the windows. The entries have been called to the gate. Favorite on the board as we go to post. $3.70, Betty White and Zach Mullins. Second favorite, the 4, Talk Some Smack and Danny Gillis. Sure Gain is making his first start on the season. If he had a couple of starts in him, I certainly would have had him in my selection. He's a 7-year-old by Blue Burner. He's a 9-time winner last year, and he has the rail. If he's fresh and ready to go, a definite contender here in the 8th. Top of the stretch, winners over $2,000. Sure Gain and Rodney Gillis, Lofty Shadow. At Arden Lawford, Betty White and Zach Mullins. Talk Some Smack and Danny Gillis. What's up, Doc? Redmond Doucette on the outside, Windermere Best Man and J.J. McDonald. Field of 6. And the winner's over. It's your go-home pace. Down off of the gate and away up on the outside, the gray Betty White. Heads up to the lead, driving second, that is Sure Gain. Up here, third, Lofty Shadow at a 4, Talk Some Smack, and 5. What's up, Doc, in the backfield? It's Windermere Best Man up front toward the opening quarter now, and Betty White. The 4-year-old mare by Arthur Blue Chip wants to chop it out. Sure Gain. In his first start on the season, he's peeking on the outside here, but he tucks back in. Heading past that opening quarter, they were there, 29 3/5. Betty White, Sure Gain is second. Lofty Shadow is third. Talk Some Smack. The 6-year-old by Art Speak is the first and on the move. Up here toward the half, Betty White up front. Sure Gain is back out on the outside in third at the rail. Lofty Shadow, Talk Some Smack, got some nice cover there. 4 on the outside, What's Up, Doc, and Redmond Doucette, he's going to follow him. And Windermere Best Man, Betty White is still there. 59 at the half, there's Betty White. Sure Gain, second on the outside. In here, out there, third on the outside. That is Talk Some Smack. A Lofty Shadow, he's scooting down the rail. Look at Betty White heading towards those 7/8 turn. And Betty White is opening it up. Talk Some Smack is coming to call here on the outside. 1:28 2/5 last 3 quarters. And Betty White is going to bring him on home. And Zach's going to try to get her there. Talk Some Smack on the outside in the final strides. Up to win it. Betty White will be second. Lofty Shadow for third. 1:57 3/5. Talk Some Smack here in the 8th. Unofficially 4-3 to 1-5. Talk some smack, the winner. Betty White was second. Lofty Shadow third. What's up, Doc? Finished up 4. Port Hawkesbury Horsemen and the Festival of the Straight Racing Adventure Down. 6 o'clock Friday evening is post time. Donald Kennedy, he's your race secretary. They'd certainly appreciate any entries to get over there to Port Hawkesbury for their one and only card of the year. Unofficially from the lower turn, 6-year-old Baby gelding by Archbishop the Australia's mare Astrian. Bred by Joanne Colville, Nancy McNevin, Robbie Waratmo out of Ontario. Owned and trained by Kevin McDonald, yet a Port Hood, a 4-time winner this year. For Danny Gillis, second winner on the program. He opened it up and he closed it out. 157 3/5. 4th win on the season. 6-year-old Talk Some Smack. Across the board, 470, 640, 260. The place to 3, Betty